So this was Quan from Vietnam. I know he is really good and he's waiting for you. So sign up right now. And if you were signing up, sign up on the second screen if you have or smartphone, but watch the stream. And this is our another star, TienZombie V4. Hello, I'm Testra and you are watching SkillzVault. Today with me is TienZombie V4 from Vietnam. Hello, how are you today?
Tôi khỏe, cảm ơn bạn.
Perfect. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Are you ready?
Tôi sẵn sàng rồi.
Okay, so let's have a little chat with you. So first of all, who are you going to be for SkillzVault?
Tôi hy vọng mình sẽ lấy được top 1. Đó chính là một mục tiêu duy nhất của tôi khi tham dự giải đấu này.
Okay. All right. So our influencer said he's only thinking about winning the competition. I like it. And who do you think you are going to play with?
Thực sự là tôi có xem danh sách những đối thủ của mình, ai cũng tay to hết, ai cũng là kẻ đáng sợ, nhưng mà tôi hy vọng muốn đọ sức nhất là với người Hàn Quốc.
Yeah, but you said also that you are mostly afraid of Korean guys. Why?
Bởi vì nền eSport của Hàn Quốc rất là phát triển, nhưng mà những cái gì càng sợ thì tôi càng muốn chinh phục.
Keep my fingers crossed. Please tell me, communication, shooting, finding the best weapon. What are you going to focus on during each game?
Cái yếu tố mà tôi muốn tập trung vào nhất đó chính là kỹ thuật, bởi vì về tính giao tiếp đồng đội thì đây là những người đồng đội mới của tôi không chắc chắn về vấn đề này, nên là cái để tôi vin vào để lấy top 1 đó chính là kỹ năng cá nhân của mình.
And what is going to be your role in a team?
Vị trí tôi ưa thích nhất trong team đó chính là tanker, bởi vì đây là một vị trí có thể mang rất là nhiều lợi thế cho team.
Okay, that's nice. According to you, what is SkillzVault?
Theo tôi thấy, SkillzVault là một cơ hội để biến ước mơ của mình thành hiện thực. Bởi vì mình ấy đã có mơ ước thành game thủ rất lâu rồi, nhưng mà thực sự là thời gian cũng như là cái cuộc sống của mình không cho phép ấy. Nên đây là một cơ hội để mình có thể biến giấc mơ ấy thành hiện thực.
And what do you think? Who should participate in the event?
Người tham dự có lẽ là những người như những bạn học sinh có thời gian rảnh vào kỳ nghỉ hè này, hay là những bạn game thủ mà muốn trải nghiệm một cái giải đấu gì đấy nó vui vẻ, nó for fun một chút.
Okay, you've heard what TienZombie V4 just said. SkillzVault is for everyone, so do not wait. Join right now to the qualifications. And if you want to be up to date, just follow our social media. Everything is there. Thank you very much, TienZombie.
Cảm ơn vì đã mời em tham dự giải đấu này.
Thank you. Bye bye. So it was TienZombie V4, much happier than Quan, huh? Yeah, he was smiling, but oh, this face is like, when he's playing, he has like poker face. So TienZombie V4 is also waiting for you, and I'm waiting to connect with our casters, my beloved casters, Sandstorm and Professor Tarzan. Hello guys, can you hear me? Hello, hello. This is our casters. Indeed. This is they are the owner of the voices you will see, you will hear at today's games. Hello guys. Hey.
Hey.
So.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Usually we say a little bit good morning, I guess, in our time, a little bit later in the day. Hopefully we'll give more people the opportunity to participate and join us for SkillzVault. And honestly, very excited. Vietnamese first qualifiers. Really want to see what these guys have to offer as well.
Okay, Sandstorm, please close your eyes for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can actually see my glasses. There we go.
Okay, right. Okay. Think about Vietnam. What do you see?
Honestly, just because I'm a gamer, I'm just imagining playing a game set in Vietnam somehow. I don't know, man. This is how it is. This is the life of a gamer. That's actually the first thing I can come up with. Honestly, I've never been to Vietnam. I've never actually visited the country, but I hear it's beautiful, and I definitely want to give it a shot. But if you ask me, what's the first thing I think of Vietnam? Unfortunately, it's playing a game that's set in Vietnam. Yeah.
Okay, I've heard from production that you know, the ads in Vietnam was very popular. They know about SkillzVault, but what do we know about those players, Professor Tarzan? What do we know about Vietnam players?
Not a lot yet, I have to say. That might just be me not having a good reach when it comes to the read, because after all, I'm a little bit stuck, in the UK and for the European scene, and maybe I watch maybe the American scene a little bit as well. But we can see, especially from World League East, we've got a lot more teams like coming in. I know like Thailand's doing okay. I believe we've got some rising teams in Vietnam as well. Like that is for sure. Like, I know they are like growing as a region, and gaming's really like prevalent there right now as well. Just matching with the other southeastern or South Asian regions, I think it would be quite exciting. We can expect some good talents coming in.
Yeah, I hope that there will be more players. And then last week, I hope there will be many players fighting for the trophy. Guys, thank you very much. We'll come back to you later. Now we need to talk about SkillzVault, our beloved sponsor, because this is like SkillzVault, SkillzVault, SkillzVault. We are talking about cryptocurrencies, so this is a very important and very popular topic nowadays, and this expert will explain you everything about SkillzVault.
SkillzVault, it's a cryptocurrency. It's like any other cryptocurrency there is on the market, except one difference. The difference is quite huge, because in SkillzVault, we allow users to reverse a transaction. It means that if you make a mistake, if you send money to the wrong address, or you just simply change your mind, you can reverse the transaction. It's quite the opposite with other cryptocurrencies, where you send the money and it's sent. It's already gone from your wallet. In our case, you have 24 hours to make a decision, to change your decision, if you want to proceed with your transaction or you want to cancel it.
Okay, all right, buy SkillzVault. Oh, I'm sorry, but if you want to buy some SkillzVault, or if you want to know a little more about SkillzVault, go to bitcoin.global, and you'll know everything. Also on our site www.skillzvault.gg, there are some informations about Bitcoin, about NFT also, so you can go there and read. But now we are talking about the game PUBG Mobile, very popular title on your smartphones or your tablets. So what are we doing exactly here? What is our system? Huh? You are interested in it? Let's go. This is a video for you. Hi there. SkillzVault is finally live. There is an opportunity to find new global esports stars who had not had a chance to show themselves so far, or who are simply hiding their presence from the world. Now it is a chance for them to be on everyone's lips. If you are from Vietnam and your unfulfilled dream is to play alongside a star and become a professional esports player, there's only one way you can make it happen: SkillzVault. But how can you participate in it? It's very easy. You enter the specially prepared SkillzVault website, which you will find at the address skillzvault.gg. Then you will find the sign up tab. There you will be able to see the option to sign up for one of the 4 qualifying tournaments. Thanks to that, you will join the stars who are waiting for you in the match stage of the tournament. And which stars we are talking about?
Quang Nguyen is the first Vietnam player with whom you can form the best duo in the fight for the global SkillzVault champion. Tien Zombie V4 is the second Vietnam player waiting for you. Remember to sign up as soon as possible.
Okay, so remember that there are 4 qualifying rounds. So even if you can't sign up for the first one, we'll accept you on the second with open arms. So if you are ready to become the best, it is worth knowing how and what you will fight for. In each country, the tournament was divided into 3 stages. The first is the qualifying phase, the second is the match phase, and the third is the final. Together with the stars, you will take part in 2 of them, gaining both individual points and those that will add up to the global SkillzVault ranking. If you are the best in your country, a big share of the $6,000 prize pool in Bitcoin Vault awaits you. But that's not all. If your country turns out to be the best among all participants, you will receive a whopping $5,000 in Bitcoin Vault prize and the SkillzVault champion title, as well as eternal respect and a chance to be noticed by headhunters looking for players. If this sounds like an opportunity to you, don't waste it. Sign up now. And we are back in the studio, and we are back with our casters. Hello, hello, hello. Let's connect with them once more before the game. The game will start in 8 minutes, I think, so we have a little time to chat, guys. Professor, I wanted to ask you, because I'm talking with our stars, I'm asking what is SkillzVault for you? And I want to hear from you, what is SkillzVault for you? What is PUBG Mobile for you?
It's 2 different questions, but I will answer to those that basically apply to both. So both SkillzVault and PUBG Mobile is, man, I'm trying to do a motivational talk right now. I'm joking. It's about a learning platform. It's about like embracing the new things, because when it comes to PUBG Mobile itself, like I had a medical career, right? I've always loved gaming, but I've only really charged into the scene because I have the love of the game, and then I want to try something new, like something that's very opposite to what people think. But I know I'm not alone. I realized in the scene in esports, there's certain people that became casters after working like medically as well. So that itself is new, but it's also new as a caster for me and for some of these players, because I'm like, at this point, I'm more used to like squad mode, maybe certain official tournaments, but this is a bit different. The prize is different, the mode is different, the players are a bit different, but for them, it's the same. They come in and learn. It may be the change that they want to see as well, and this can be the stepping stone into something amazing, right? So that will be how I see both like SkillzVault and this game. And yeah, that's my little bit of story as well.
Thank you so much. A little introduction, and I think we should every single time when we are stepping into a new country, when we are starting the qualification, I think we should introduce ourselves one more time. So this is time for you, Sandstorm. Few words about yourself, please.
Well, I think the best thing is when I tell people that my first name and my last name are actually the same. So yeah, my name is Dawood, and that's where the name Sandstorm comes in. It works, it fits, and it gets people to go crazy. Sometimes, I hear a random in the background. I'm like, hey, thank you. So, I've been casting for about 6 years, and I would also want to take the opportunity to tell you like what is PUBG Mobile to me, and also like what is SkillzVault as well. I want to start with PUBG Mobile. Basically, it gave me the opportunity to go full-time as an esports caster. Basically, I get to do this on a daily basis, covering the games, entertaining people, and just bringing the hype, bringing the energy to the games. And when it comes to SkillzVault, it gives the opportunity for those players to shine on a high level, and it also gives us an opportunity to connect with people all over the world. That's how I look at every single one of those tournaments, because not only do you cast them, then you get some of the players that are they look after the stream. They're like, hey, that was a really good clip. I like what this caster said. I like what this person said. And then like you have that small connection. And then at some point in time, who knows, you might meet up with them in a live event or anything like that. That it just creates a connection. And that's what I believe like PUBG Mobile does, and that's also what I believe SkillzVault is doing. It's just connecting people all over the world. Like I never thought I would see a tournament hitting like China, Korea, Vietnam, or like hitting all those countries together and then just giving them the opportunity to shine. I think it's great, and I'm hoping to see some future champions as well.
Yeah, that connection about you said about connection. So this is, I think, the most important thing, because if you connect with somebody, you will meet him, you start to talking, you know some more insights, yeah, so you can understand the game a little more, so we can understand what is going on in the teams, get some insights. I think it's also good to know. Guys, thank you so much. I wish you very, very good cast. I've heard that already 14 players are on the server. Maybe we'll up to date now. It is more than 14, but I think it will be, I hope it will be quite a good match. With your voices in my ears, it will be perfect as always. So thank you, and I'm leaving you. See you after the match.
All right, we'll see you after the match. Tarzan, another first day, another first qualifier, a new country for us to give it a look at and see what we could expect. Honestly, like I did kind of like a quick cursory reading. I wanted to look at Vietnam and let's say use some examples as to previous teams, previous players that have been let's say a shining ray for the country when it comes to PUBG Mobile. And the one team that I came across was actually Xavier. If that's actually how they're pronounced, I don't want to kind of ruin it, but that's how I'm reading it. If it's a mistake, I apologize. But yeah, Xavier, they had an incredible performance throughout all the tournaments that they've been participating in for the beginning of this year. They've managed to finish like top 3 in their PMPL, and even in the previous tournaments, they were always able to maintain like a top 8 record. So you can see like they do have a couple of established teams, they have an established scene, and now I want to look at I want to look at individual skills, and that's always what we like to see here.
It's going to really affect like what type of players come in like to these sort of tournaments. Like when the scene over does well, it motivates the younger generation. Like it's almost like what happened like to certain NA like teams in the first wave. I know it's different like compared to Southeast Asia because it's more established in America or in Europe, but like when it comes to the mobile platform, we know like not everyone like could have huge like setup and all that stuff. So like with mobile being that platform, it really allows that accessibility, and we know it's huge. And that is probably why like right now we still have a little bit of that like power dynamic, right, to be over the East, because they are just they would practice literally anywhere, like anytime, and it's great. And I think Vietnam would be one of those countries. And I was a little bit sad as well earlier when no one asked me what I think of Vietnam. I've actually been to Vietnam when I was younger, like we know how I had the phar when I was there. I was like, I think I was on a cruise or whatnot. So there's a lot of very like local, very warm like cultures and great like street snacks. Like it's either coconut or they've got these like corn hubs, if my memory serves me correctly. So man, I do want to go back.
I mean, here's the thing. Like that's kind of one thing that I love about, I guess, this line of work. There's so many studios, there's so many companies, there's so many different like events, there's so many different countries that we actually get a chance to even I guess read about their culture, read about their history, and then it's another thing to also, I guess, if you love it so much, you can just go out there and actually experience it. Or like if you have a live event, hopefully we'll be going back to those very soon, maybe towards the beginning of next year. And that's something that I'm really looking forward towards, going to live events again, connecting with people all over the world. And who knows, just visit as many countries as possible. Now, like honestly, I want to go to Vietnam. I have a few friends here that I know. They've been telling me a little bit about the country, and I just want to go to so many different places. I just want to go visit basically everywhere and just meet everyone. And honestly, I want to meet Testry. I gotta find out where he gets his suits, man. Every time I see him, I'm like, I gotta up my game. This is not fair. I gotta up my game. I gotta do better.
Someday, like I thought about that kind of all the time, because for me, this whole thing like started because of the so-called like lockdown, like the pandemic. So like I never thought about a life to basically connect to how it's supposed to be like before all this so-called disconnection. So it'd be so interesting, right, like, to go and say hi. I'm pretty sure he was giggling when you said about his outfit again, because I feel the same. Look at us. But you know what, like we at least we get to play around with our lights. I go with the blue theme, you go with the beautiful violet, and looking great. Or whatever you tweak there really work for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like in recent weeks, the camera's just not been that helpful at all. But I think it's deciding to cooperate for today, which is kind of nice. We're gonna get it, nice and running smoothly for today. I believe the match is going to be starting in about 4 minutes. And of course, if you guys since this is the first qualifier for Vietnam, just to give you guys a heads up, basically the system is we're going to be playing Erangel and then Miramar for our 2 games of the day. And the player with the most points by the end of both games will be qualifying and joining us for the finals, of course, of the Vietnamese tournament. And not only that, but we can tell you that every kill that you get is going to be 30 points. So kills are going to be very important. We're going to be monitoring that quite a lot. We've seen players reach double-digit kills, which is something that I didn't think that we were going to see in a single game. But that was I believe in the Korean qualifiers. Now I want to see when it comes to the Vietnamese qualifiers. Are we going to be seeing even more dominance from single players? Are we going to be seeing like a closer level of skill in the games? That's what I'm looking forward towards.
Yep, and when it comes to placement points as well, like we need to. Speaking of points, we have to talk about that. So if you win the game, you get 400 points. Right? I think you get 400 points, but if you make it to second place, then it goes down by around like 20 in the earlier ranks. But then from maybe 10th onwards, like for every place difference, there's around 10-point difference. And when you're at the lowest, around like 40 somewhere, then I think when you're in the 30s, then there's a 5-point difference, but you don't get any placement points if you go out of 40. Of course, like we're building our lobby size like as we go through the regions, through the weeks as well. So right now everyone got a little bit of buffer, but you can see sometimes it's more important to have that aggression if you're not going to make too much climb when it comes to that placement point anyway, when it comes to survival. So that math really comes in, I think, especially in the end game. Like the trade-off is different when it comes to like mid-game and end game. Of course, lobby size does change that, but that are the point system that will lead to what we believe, the term that you heard earlier, the power factor or power level. And then we'll use that to see who's the most OP, across. So we've got 4 qualifiers is the first one for Vietnam today. So we have 4, but if you don't qualify in the first one, you can come back for the second one. So that is a great system, I think, for you to say, hey, I've made mistakes, I can learn and come back stronger. It's great, and reward those who didn't get discouraged or disheartened by one poor week. So 4 chances, then we've got that final weeks where our 4 qualifying, should I say, champions of the week, like our 4 champions of those weeks would go into being those finalists, and all 4 of them get to play with both our influencers. And that will be where we switch up, not just from solo mode, but the duo mode comes in. Like synergy is important. I wonder if any of them would be close enough like to practice. We know how important that is, synergy.
Yeah, that was going to be my thing, is the fact that, we're going to be switching from solos to duos when we go into the finals. So that's obviously going to be one of the biggest hurdles that they're going to have to get through. Like it depends on, of course, let's say the difference in play style between the players that qualify and, our influencers. So unless they're fans, they'd know exactly how these guys are playing, and they might be able to match that. And maybe not in terms of skill level, but maybe in terms of, I guess, just don't make a mistake. Don't get knocked in the open. Don't get the car blown up. Just, I guess, simple stuff like that. But yeah, the game should be underway within a minute or 2. Hopefully, we won't delay it any longer, and we should be jumping into our first game of the day. I'm very excited to see how Erangel's gonna pan out, because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the most previous Erangels that I've casted, most of them have been towards the southern eastern side. So you'd get the likes of Quarry, Primorsk, Ferry Pier, those areas in there are there, and then you'd get just the eastern, or rather the western coast. Northeast. Yes, western coast. I always forget. I'm sorry. It is, you always get the western coast of like the military island. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. And the second I say that that's where the zone is, we get our first plane path. And it is exactly where I'm predicting the zone to be. From the leftmost side, or the southernmost side first, towards military base, It's going to be flying very close to Ferry Pier, close enough to Primorsk as well. I guess we're going to have Ruins, Gatka, and Pochinki as a couple of other POIs throughout the game. Hospital, George Pool, Shooting Range might also witness a couple of drops in the very end of the path. But here we go. We see one of our first players dropping towards the military base. And honestly, I like that. I like these big energetic plays, honestly, just from the start, going for the military drop, because we know, one, how contested it can sometimes be, but two, how much worth it can be in terms of loot and in terms of points that you can get from kills in the early game as well.
Yep, and you can see Joker's already looking around, and he has that info like onto the enemy. And right now, they are actually going to contest this site. Like, people sometimes go for the C block, and I think police station like on this site is actually my personal favorite. And this gun as well would be one of those. Let's not go back there, right? But we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But like I like it. Do you know why I like dropping on the side? It's about sweeping. That you sweep one side, you learn about how you need to just play off whatever's given to you slowly. Work your way through C block, learn about like baiting and stuff like that. So those are important. Joker is already in position using that third person peek. I mean, like, with a relatively small size of a lobby, you can really just play patient and really cause a lot of emotional trauma to someone dropping close to you in the way that they can die.
Yeah, but the thing is, Devil's not aware here, and Joker will be able to get that first kill. Says, you know what? Thank you very much for all the loot. It's all mine. And now the entire military base is going to be Joker's playground for now. He's going to be able to loot quite a lot, and he already has level 3 helmet. And would you look at that? He didn't get a single headshot, so it's a clean level 3 helmet. And we all know how important level 3 helmets can be, especially in those solo games. Just because, of course, when we're looking at those solo games, you get a random headshot with a Car 9, that's it, you're done. You're back to the lobby. But with a level 3 helmet, you're going to need an AWM, and that is the only thing that can take you down. We're moving over here to Walidos, who I believe dropped towards Severny, and he's not the only one. He's going to have Top contesting the southern side of the city. Let's see if these guys are going to be able to clash within the next few minutes, or if they're just going to continue the rest of the game. This time, we have the complete opposite of what I mentioned. We're having a zone towards the northern eastern side, and it's going to be focusing on the likes of Severny. Kameshki is going to be there. Yasnaya might be a good point of interest as well, towards the middle there. I'm expecting the Rozhok school and apartments as well to be good areas for loot, and definitely a good drop location, considering it was, close to the zone as well. Walidos. He's not going to get caught out here, but, we got 8 people left in the game. Let's see which of those 8 people is going to be able to come out on top.
I think the interesting thing about Severny is you can get enough elevation and decent video rendering distance as well if you want to go onto a roof on that north side, and you can still see what's happening on the south, and then you can know if someone's still in there. Because literally yesterday I was casting and we saw some squads, just not knowing how to maneuver themselves through. I think when it comes to cities like this is very unidirectional, right? You know that people need to go extremely wide before heading south, or just head south. So like, you just need to go south. It's about how. And so even in solo mode, if you can do that early, just find one of those roofs and just wait. I think you can actually, if you've done your homework, you know that someone's dropping close to you, then you can really play that patient game, right? Like, loot up a little bit, take that roof, and then make sure that you catch someone leaving the city. That's where the first kills can come through. But we draw to the center parts as well. When you talk about your reaction to military base, reminded me of how, I loved school drops. Is like these early seasons, like pride things, like, oh, I love hot drops, like, let's go to school. Well, it's almost define you as a person when you're a gamer and you see like what champion this guy plays, what loadout they want, what drop they want to go for.
I mean, I definitely agree with you, honestly, when it comes to like the hot drops, right? Because like I said, wait a minute. Let's have a look at. Yeah, we do have a lurker. We do have a lurker. We got number 6. And I believe both of them are towards the northern side. Sayer does not want to take this fight just yet. He's going for a complete circle around. But if he is unaware of Nimutlu's location, he could get taken out pretty easily and with no response. And, I'll go back to my point until we see a fight between these two. But when it comes to hot drops, big fan. Because, there are some days, I'm not going to lie, there are some days where I'm like, you know what, I just want to drop and fight everyone. And there are some days where I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to drop and loot up a little bit, and then I'm going to go for a fight. A couple of times, if I die at the very start of every single hot drop, then I'll relax, I'll chill, and I'll pick something a little bit calmer, a little bit easier. But if I'm actually killing people at the beginning of the game, no, I'm just going to keep hot dropping then. But
yep, I mean, it's a good practice. I think that's how you get better at the game. Like if you don't get too tied up with ranks or whatnot. But I love these names of players. Sometimes give you the idea. I know it's Sayer, but I would rather have him to kill the other side so he can be a turkey slayer. Yeah, you get me? How's that?
You're horrible. You're horrible. Get me out. Get Highland Wolf here now. Sayer's trying to go for those nades. He's trying. He's trying to give you what you want. I'll tell you that. He's trying to give you what you want. He does have the M7 and I believe the Uzi. He already smoked off the car or the buggy and looks like he is going to try and take the buggy and escape. He doesn't want to go for the kill, but he is going to be going back and once more. Maybe it might all be a bait at the end of the day, trying to get Turkey out of his hole, out of his house, but Turkey's not biting, and instead he is going to be running on his own. Both players seem to be big fans of, what is that movie called again? Forrest Gump. That's the one.
In Forrest Gump, that is my favorite thing. That was my phrase for months now when I see someone not prioritizing a car and just running for their life. What am I watching, right? But when we talk about these, okay, wow, that's new.
I like that. I like that. You know what, Sayer? No, you see, there are players like Sayer. There are players like Sayer who are like, you know what? It's 8 or 9 players in the game. It's very early still in the game. We're talking zone 1, zone 2. Things are going very slow at the start. So you know what? I'm going to show off some dance moves. The casters are probably watching. The people are probably watching. Let's give them something to watch. I love those kinds of players, honestly. I really do.
It's just, it's about the fun, right?
Oh, no.
After all. But this time around, he has to make sure that he made this work. It seems like he's just more proactive anyways. And you'll find that, and yes, say it. I set that up.
Turkey Sayer. He is the Turkey Sayer. Oh, man. Okay. You know what? I'm happy you got that now, because that is the only thing you're going to get from this game. No more. Let's have a look at the rest of the game, because we have Sasha who was driving around, but I think he may have heard Turkey Sayer's shots, so he might be going for a third. Well, it's not really a third party anymore, but I believe he's actually not going to go for this fight. 9 minutes have passed. We're down to 7 players now. We're seeing there's a drop towards the northern side or the northern entrance to prison. We still have Joker, who's on the military island, still looting up quite a bit. We got a couple of players towards Pachinki. Starwind is just staring at the sky, just basking in Erangel and all its glory. Just enjoying it a little bit too much. You got a game to play, buddy.
And Sayer's just taking a break. It was a hard fight. Going for those cars, those drifts and all that. He's that type of player. I feel like, would just buy UC for the prize money. You get what I mean? He's got sick outfits and all of that. It's he's trying to create a whole character for himself. And I think that's great. It's like me playing this game. I feel like if I wear something different, then I'm just not me. I've only got 2 outfits, and that is that represents 2 mode or 2 mood mood that I'm in. Yeah, I've got the professor outfit, which really looks like pretty dapper, I have to say. And the other one's the flex outfit, which is the full season 1 outfit. So if you guys don't know, Diamond was the highest rank in season 1. And I made it, and that is when I fell in love with this game. And definitely Paul and I fell in love with Walidos as well, because we've just seen him coming back like all the time. I don't know, he's like almost changing his passport every few weeks to play in different tournaments.
No. He's you don't understand. He's boot camping in those countries.
That's the term. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, he's boot camp. Yeah, he's boot camping in every qualifier. I mean, that's just dedication on a whole new level, if I'm being honest. And like, I think I still remember like before even PUBG Mobile was a thing. I still remember playing just PUBG on Steam, right? When it was still like in the very early alpha stage, you know, bugs galore. But like, which game doesn't have bugs at the very start, like in the alpha stages? But I remember playing that game, and I still like remember that very first chicken dinner that I got. I was very happy with that. I was like, you know what? Because like out of the 100 players in this lobby, I was the best one. We take those. And, you know, I just started grinding the game, and I honestly fell in love with it. It was such a good game. And when it comes to FPSs, it gave me exactly what I wanted. You get to have that realistic aspect of it. You get to be a little bit creative with the attachments, with the loadouts and stuff like that. So like, it was definitely enjoyable from the get-go. And when it hit mobile, that just meant that you can play anytime, any place. You know, your mom tells you to turn off the computer. Haha, I have my phone. I can be in bed until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still playing. I'm still having fun. And I guess that's what PUBG Mobile does. That's what PUBG Mobile gives people.
Yeah, definitely. And it was actually quite like touching to hear how you describe that or narrated that. It's like sometimes you've forgotten where you've started, and it's like sometimes I'm like, oh, there's a lot of casting or whatnot. If you go back to those like moments where you really had that joy, like playing this game, and for those particular friends in that one point in time, like there's always enough blessings for you to count. Like for me, I think that is also very like smart of, you know, companies to create battle royals that start with 100, because in, you know, a society that puts you in percentiles, that's where the pie starts with 100, right? So to be top 1 out of 100 is a different, you know, feeling. Like it's just competitive basically anywhere, like in different levels, like across the world. And to be able to just show a little bit and feel that, you know, in the game sometimes is important. It could translate back to, you know, outside of game where people feel like, yeah, I can at least be decent in something, and then who knows where that can bring someone to, right? And I think that will be like one area where I still, like, beyond being an extreme geek in the game, like studying every single rock, finding the most OP, you know, bush or something like that, that is still something that I'm very passionate in. So like whoever's playing, whoever's watching, I hope you're having a great day. You know, sometimes knowing when to zoom out is important, but, you know, embrace a lot of the joy that you have, you know, via your gaming experience.
Let's go back to having a look at the game, Professor. I like that, by the way, Professor. Very, very classy, very elegant. We have your player right here, Sayer. But it's like when I look at the name, I mean, yeah, your player. He's the top Sayer right now. You know, he's coming up with a kill already. He has a couple of points to his name. Now it's all about actually getting there and getting to those placements. We're seeing him rotating on the western side at the moment. And we see Sasha coming up from the western bridge of Yasnaya. We got a couple of players coming from towards the shelter. Another one coming from school. You know, everyone's on their way home from work or school right now, heading towards Severny. Maybe, you know, you go into the cafeteria, get yourself a drink, get yourself some food, and, you know, then you make your way to Stalbert. You enjoy the view of the sun setting. And I don't know about you, that's a beautiful day in Erangel.
I love it. I just love the view. Like sometimes I do this thing, like from time to time, you know how for shots and with the arc, that could be an opening. Like, I mean, Sayer's not scared for sure. I know he's not stacked when it comes to meds though. Like that is the only concern. But in that mid range, as a solo player to spray down and break a car to eventually get a kill, you need to land a lot a lot of bullets, and that will be Saya. Trying out the suppress AUG won't be enough for now. Let's see where he can chase this down. Like the only concern that I have for him is the fact that he couldn't get to reset more than twice, and in this position for players who wants to maybe cross this bridge to go towards the northern side, because that's where the main part of the land is, that could allow some third-party risk coming from the south, right? But he's still tracking this down. I think we've got the most aggressive player in the lobby so far.
Yeah, we'll see. He definitely is pretty aggressive. I mean, you can see that not only from him trying to go for kills, but also from him going for those drops as well. He does have that AUG, and we don't see a lot of players going for those drops in the early stages of the game. But in a solos game like this, you definitely have to go for it, especially if you know exactly how many players there are around you. You can pretty easily make that decision. But we're seeing Sayer right now. He's on the hunt. He's on the lookout for his next kill. He's looking towards the left and right, but he looks ahead and he notices that's where his target is. You got to speed up, but the thing is, he knows it's an uphill, so that means that Sasha would have an advantage the second he gets out of the car and aims for Sayer. But now let's have a look. Sayer's getting out of the car, switching instantly to the AUG, trying to go for the kill. Not able to get that knock just yet. Gonna go for the push here. Where's he gonna go? Left or right? Left or right? Left or right? Goes for the left, and with a beautiful peek with that M7, demolishes Sasha, gets himself another 30 points. We are now down to 6 players, 17 minutes into this game. So let's have a look at the rest of the game. Who are we expecting to challenge Sayer? Because right now he's on a roll.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see from the movements. We love talking about the movements, Sandstorm, but on the other side, Joker got his second. Also, for now, right? It could be between Sayer and Joker, but like Sayer, we could see from the movements and mechanics that not only is he confident in his decision, but the small things, right? The zigzag coming through and the pre-fire with a weapon that has a better headshot multiplier when it comes to that close range. So like those small things you can see, like you can still tell the player to have at least played the game a lot, and I mean from the outfit as well, like a perfect merge between what I think is a Gundam and a Galaxy Prince. Do you get what I mean? It's like it's so royal, it's so luxurious, it looks like, but it's like so futuristic at the same time. So that would be my attempt in describing his outfit, but that was a very good outfit.
I mean, that's one thing as well. That's wait a minute. Is he firing out of frustration? Does he want a skin? What is it? Did Timmy fall down a well? Tell me what's going on, bro. What happened? It's just relaxing at the moment towards the southern side near mansion, but I don't think he's actually. No, he is alone at the moment. We got Joker on the western side, top towards the north. Walido's the king of Yasnaya, and now Sayer just coming in from the north side of Yasnaya's lake. Let's see, and Joker making his way into. Well, I don't. Oh, Joker. Okay, that's 2 rolls.
Yes.
Does he stick the landing? Almost. Okay, I'll give you a 7. Okay, the rolls weren't really, they weren't directly rolls. You used the ground to kind of push yourself, and like the landing wasn't really the best. A for effort though. A for effort, Joker. Let's see where he decides to actually settle in Yasnaya, though, because you could always go for the apartments in the north and keep an eye on the high ground. You can always go for the apartments in the south and keep an eye on that massive open area south of Yasnaya. We all know how important that can be, especially if like the zone decides to shift in that direction. Whoever's in the apartments towards the south of Yasnaya will be having a field day. Like imagine this lobby still have like 30 or 40 players at this stage, and you had some of them coming in from the south side, for example, in Walidos's location.
Yep.
They would be able to gather so much information. They would be able to read so many rotations and maybe even cut off some rotations as well. And that's something that I like to see whenever I look at Yasnaya, whenever I see a zone heading that way as well.
And when I see Yasnaya to be for a circle like this, I want to draw that parallel like between this mode and what we could expect in pro play. When it comes to having a huge city in play, I always make this point about like the knowledge of the map to know whether it's worth going for those central spots or which side of the city do you actually want to go in. You want to balance between, like staying stealthy, but also sightlines to punish those who are coming in, but also escape paths if it somehow like drift away from the city, right? So I think that itself is a very hard thing to master. Like people just say, "Oh, let's crash." Like crash where? Like and why? You know, like all those things can be like very interesting here. So like we may see that type of mentality still like carrying over to solo mode, and you get a lot of advantage for doing that. Like the benefits, you just get straight up a kill. Like there's no knocks right here, but Walidos spot the Cyber Joker on that rooftop, and that will be him showing his presence with the nade as well. Now Jokers just need to use that elevation and have 360 control, try to spot out where is that nade thrown from.
Where is the nade coming from? Indeed, Walidos. A little bit lost right now, but he's still peeking around. Might just actually be able to get the tiniest line of sight onto Joker at the moment. Joker is the one that's on a hot streak so far with those 2 kills. Might be able to go for a third. I'm just waiting to see. Will he be able to even spot out Walidos at this point? We're talking about, I think both players, since Joker did actually, go and loot the loot drop as well. So I'm assuming that he has, or both players have, level 3 vest, level 3 bag, level 3 helmet. Walidos with the med kit as well. We're seeing yet another drop that apparently still has a vest, bag, and a helmet as well. And I believe the player next to it already looted the weapon. Excited to see what that weapon is going to be. I do want to see if there's going to be any AWMs or something like that available in the game. I want to see, is anyone going to be able to show us their sniper skills?
And this is interesting. It's like Walido's coming back to repeat what he's done a minute ago and just caught this. Okay, is he big brain? Is he doing that like even to us? It's like, I'm coming back. I may not be winning it, but I will come back and suddenly I would show up as the best player you ever see. Maybe he is the actual Joker, right? They just come back and big brain, just doing the same thing that didn't work 2 minutes ago. That was probably the least expected thing. If I were Joker as well, I would think this guy's going to try like something else. No, exact same spot, exact same maneuver, same damage with the nade this time as well, and then just got the kill. And man, Walido's on board, our boy who doesn't give up. And we love talking about that because we like talking about mindset, like talking about people not giving up and all that stuff. Important, and Walido's in town.
Oh yeah, and this is the zone that I kind of spoke about before. If the zone does shift towards its current location, where you have where you're gonna have a couple of people in Yasnaya, so you can expect a lot of like close range fights, but you're also gonna have a few players that might be coming in from the south side because what if the zone shifts to the open ground? Then the guys in the open are gonna have a little bit of an advantage because they can spot out people driving right towards them. Meanwhile, we're looking at top right now. Level 2 helmet, not a level 3, but he does have an adrenaline syringe, a couple of first aids, energy drinks, and painkillers. But he needs to get into the zone first. That's the thing. No one's going to be coming from behind him. So you basically have 3 players right now that are showing us the 3 types of positions that you can take. 1, you got Sayer in the open ground. 2, Walidos in the middle of the city. 3, top at the very north. He can basically stand under the... I want to call the electrical lines, I guess. You can kind of stay under those or like near the towers and just chill and see where the zone goes. If it shifts towards you, you can relax. If it shifts towards the eastern or western side, it's going to be quite an easy rotation for you since, there's only 4 players left and not all of them are going to be near you. But obviously this isn't something that's readily available to the players, but by process of elimination, you can sometimes determine not exactly where a player is, but I guess where they aren't, and we'll see how he's going to be able to maneuver himself from that northern side. The fourth circle is about to close, so we will be seeing the next shift. Sayer still chilling in the open, Walidos. But, wait a minute. Sayer is the one with the AWM. But the question is, does he have an 18 or a 15 time? I mean, 15 time scope, highly unlikely. But does he have an 18 time scope that he can actually just start popping heads with it? And we see the shift. It looks like it's going to be a southern eastern shift as well there, Professor.
Yes, southeastern shift. That really brings me back to my point. That is still applicable to solo mode. Well, now that we are shifting kind of out of the city, where do you want to position yourself? And I think my answer to that is always one of the, edges is like top right, like top left, bottom right. And I think this is one of those cases where you want to do that. But say, yeah, we need to use something that's close for the close range, good for the close range. And he got an AUG, and he probably have seen that vehicle. So just stopping right there, and now we've got 99 trying to reposition as he should, but this range is great for a grenade as well, so that might be what he's trying for. And let's see whether he can make that Kobe count.
Let's see, 99 Sayer trying to focus on the southern side, but deciding to just take the buggy and move on elsewhere. He might not have the meds to take the fight. Yes, he has 3 med kits, but when you have med kits, you don't want to be using it to heal up like 50% or 40%. You want to use it to either just heal up from like 10 or 20%. Ooh, are you kidding me? We have a red dot on an AWM. This is something that you just don't see, not every day. You don't see this any day. It makes me cry and die a little bit inside, because honestly, with every single bullet of an AWM, I'm very cautious. Like any game that has this kind of gun, every game has the gun that one-shots someone no matter what, if it's a headshot or a chest shot, right? But mainly headshots.
Yes.
Every game has one of those, and it always comes with a limited amount of bullets. So every time I miss, I just cringe a little bit. I'm like, be more conservative. Only shoot when it's guaranteed. And then I try, and then I think, what? I'm gonna go for a flick, and then I miss. I'm like, well, that's one less bullet, and then I just die a little bit inside.
Hey, you know what? I've got a good way to say that. Like when it comes to the first off, let's see whether Say can make this work. I think he's just a stylish player. Like he wants to dance before he kills you. He don't want to use a big scope on an AWM, because if you can hit it with a red dot, he's probably going to feel even better. He's going for those high. He's probably that type of person. But you know what? Like I also feel like what you said about the AWM ammo is like, in some of these arcade places where you get to play with the token, but you use like 1 pence, 2 pence, or cents. But you know what? I'm gonna hold that, because Walidos may get his second right here.
Let's see if he manages to do just that. Walido's currently admiring the tiles in the bathroom. Yeah, exactly same tiles in this bathroom as well. Well, in this room, kind of looks like a bathroom. Whoever did, look at the walls, bro. Come on, we need a fresh coat of paint. We need to up the tiles. Yasnaya has a lot of work. There's a lot of work to do here.
Well, it's like a huge city that needs like a lot more labor to keep it in place, right? Like, but Walidos, come on, bro. Like we talked about maybe the car for a few times now, and we've got another 30-ish seconds, and he needs to get himself that option to get out at a different time. So like I'm borderline disappointed. I'm not disappointed in his spirit, in his willpower or mindset coming in, but when it comes to cars, it's like he hates cars. I don't know why is he doing that. We've seen the importance of that again and again. But you know what? I think this is going to be a little bit slow. We're down to 10 seconds before the shift, and before we see them have a chance to properly fight each other. What you said about the ammo is like the usual M4 ammo. It's like 9mm ammo is like having those arcade machines where you use like the cents as like the token. But when it comes to it's like everything you shoot up that arcade machine like that. It's like a Bitcoin every time you try to play it for once, and that is how top will not be at the top as well. The blue zone caught them off guard. I'm sorry, Walidos. You heard, you listened, you've got a car, but you need to play well, because you've got to find a place to call home. Many people trying to shoot them down at the moment.
Ooh, here we go again. Sayer going to be coming out. He gets an AWM shot, instantly switches to the AUG. My God, the guy's a beast. He's not only going to be the Turkey Sayer, he is going to be the lobby Sayer at this point. Tarzan, this is for you, baby. Let's have a look. Will he be going for the push? Sayer trying to end the game right here, right now. He's going for a very aggressive push with the buggy, going for the push onto Walidos, taking out that AUG, going for the close range. smoke, just gonna give himself a little bit of cover. But maybe Walidos will be preparing a couple of nades for himself. The first nade gonna be coming out, another smoke gonna be thrown from Sayer, and I believe that's the third one. He's even denying vision from Walidos, but we are finally gonna get to see a 1v1. The AUG versus the Groza, but we all know 762 is gonna deal quite a little bit more damage than a 5.56 weapon at this range as well. But we're talking level 3 vests all around, level 3 helmets, level 3 bags, and now Sayer, he's the one that's proactive. He's the one that's making the moves. He's the one that's pushing more and more on Walidos. And let's see who will come out on top. Are we going to be looking at a proactive win or a reactive win at the end of the first game of the day? 30 minutes have passed. And I think the 7th zone is going to close very shortly. Sayer, he wants to climb up. Ooh,
wow.
baby. He's seen Star Wars a little bit too early today. Going for that high ground push. Not able to get the damage. But Walido's trying to respond. But the AUG, baby, comes out on top. And Sayer ends the game with 4 kills and that juicy chicken dinner. And that is going to be quite a great end to the first game of the day. We still have Miramar coming up, so don't go anywhere. But that was a beautiful game by Sayer. From the moment he got that turkey kill up until the end of the game, very well played by him. And I loved how aggressive he was in the last couple of moments of the game as well.
Good movements coming through. Like, not just talking about his dance move, like before his first kill, but at the end, a lot of players wouldn't go for these, climbing parkour type of action. And I thought about, his style of play, and with these types of, how shall I say, agility, basically. Like, it was great to watch. And he won the game of finding Wally. If you do excuse me for another one of these. He did. It was very good. And he won that.
Oh,
man.
God. Honestly, don't get me wrong. I'm also I'm the person that does this on on my own cast as well. So finding someone else that does it, it's great. It's even though my reactions are sometimes like, oh my God. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. But also, I can't believe I didn't say that. Yeah, honestly, it's great. But it is the end of the first game. We still have another game coming up. It is going to be on sunny Miramar, so make sure you have your shades ready. We are going to be taking a very short break, but we'll be back with Testry, and we'll be back with Game 2 very shortly. We'll see you after the break.
Hello and welcome, I'm Testry, and today with me is Tien Zombie V4. I'm sure you want to get to know him better. Hello, how are you?
Tôi khỏe, cảm ơn bạn rất là nhiều.
Okay, so first, let's go back to the roots. Please tell me, what was your biggest hobby as a kid?
Sở thích lớn nhất của tôi khi còn nhỏ đó chính là chơi game. Từ năm 14-15 tuổi tôi đã có sở thích chơi game rất là nhiều thể loại rồi.
So what was your first game you ever played?
Trò chơi điện tử đầu tiên tôi chơi đó chính là Crossfire, ở Việt Nam gọi là đột kích.
And your favorite game?
Trò chơi nào tôi cũng yêu thích. Hiện tại tôi đang chơi từ 4 đến 5 tựa game tôi rất là nhiều.
Okay, so how many hours a day you spend playing games?
Khi tôi còn nhỏ ấy, thì thời gian chơi game của tôi đã dao động từ tầm 2 đến 2 tiếng rưỡi một ngày. Còn bây giờ chơi game là công việc chính của tôi rồi, nên là cứ lúc nào làm việc là tôi chơi. Có ngày thì có thể là 10 đến 12 tiếng, nhưng mà có ngày lại không chơi tiếng nào, bởi vì đây là công việc của tôi rồi.
Okay, so do you have time for different hobbies, or you are focusing only on gaming?
Tôi có một sở thích khác, đó chính là nuôi cá cảnh biển và nuôi thép cảnh. Tôi đang tái tạo một cái dạng san hô trong chính ngôi nhà của mình.
What is the name of the fish?
Tôi đang tái tạo một dạng san hô ngay trong ngôi nhà, nên là có rất là nhiều loại như là Nemo này, tăng vàng, tăng tím này, tú hú này, nói chung rất là nhiều.
So when you are playing, you don't forget to, change the water?
Thời gian tôi thay nước để cá là từ 7 đến 10 ngày cơ, nên là rất là thoải mái. Tôi sẽ có một cái lịch lên sẵn, sắp xếp thời gian sao cho thay về nước phù hợp nhất, nên là chắc chắn đây là điều không thể quên được rồi.
Okay, so you have professional equipment, but let's go back to the games. From where and when did your passion for PUBG Mobile came from?
Thời gian chơi PUBG PC ấy, là ngay từ lúc PUBG PC xuất hiện ấy, thì cái thị trường game gần như là đổ sang tất cả game này. Sau một thời gian chơi, tôi thấy PUBG Mobile ra ấy, chơi trên điện thoại cực kỳ tiện, nên là mình cũng đã tìm hiểu và chơi nghiện từ thời gian đấy tới bây giờ.
Okay, so when you are playing like 10 or 12 hours a day, what is the reaction of your family?
Bởi vì đây là công việc của tôi rồi. Có ngày tôi chơi từ 10 đến 12 tiếng nhưng mà sẽ có những ngày nghỉ đến 2-3 ngày cơ, bởi vì như là tôi muốn thư giãn đầu óc để làm công việc nó tốt hơn đấy. Và vợ của tôi thì cũng ở nhà và hai vợ chồng cùng làm clip thôi. Nên là vợ tôi cũng khá là thoải mái về thời gian làm việc của tôi.
Congratulations! Congratulations! You just get married. When exactly?
Tôi đã kết hôn được 1 năm nay rồi và bây giờ chúng tôi đang chờ đón đứa con được 3 tháng rồi.
Alright, so congratulations. Just married guy, pregnant wife. Nice, very nice. Congratulations, you are a lucky guy. You are a lucky guy. Okay, so do you want to play with your baby? Like you want to show the gaming life, the gamer's life to your baby, or you will say, oh no, don't play games?
Chắc chắn rồi, tôi sẽ cho bé tiếp xúc nhưng mà không phải là quá nhiều, và tôi sẽ thoải mái hơn cho con tôi về vấn đề chơi game này. Chứ ngày trước ấy tôi cũng bị bố mẹ giới hạn chơi game khá là nhiều, nhưng mà bây giờ cách nghĩ của tôi đã thay đổi hoàn toàn rồi.
But not too much, yeah. Not 10 hours. Is enough, yeah. Not 12. 10 hours is enough.
Tùy vào sở thích của con mình thôi, nhưng mà tôi nghĩ là tầm nếu mà bé còn quá nhỏ thì mình sẽ làm cho mình sẽ hạn chế bé tiếp xúc thôi, và khi nào những độ tuổi lớn hơn và tùy theo thời gian thì tôi sẽ tính ra thôi. Bây giờ thì chưa thể nói trước được.
Okay, please tell me, is it gaming your only source of income?
Đúng rồi, đây là nguồn thu duy nhất của tôi, bởi vì gần như là toàn bộ thời gian của tôi đã tập trung vào công việc. Tôi đã cống hiến 5 năm cho nghề này rồi.
How would you encourage young people to follow your footsteps?
Các bạn hãy cứ theo đuổi đam mê của mình. Ngày trước mình cũng không nghĩ là mình thành công được đến như thế này đâu. Có một thời gian 1 năm rồi mình làm không có một cái thành tựu gì cả, nhưng mà mình cứ bám trụ thôi. Và bây giờ mình cũng đã có một chút thành tựu đối với cái nghề này rồi. Nhưng mà không phải vì nghề này mà các bạn đánh đổi tất cả nhá. Hãy thật cân nhắc trong cái sự lựa chọn của mình.
It's a tough business. It's a really tough business, but yeah, like you said, following our own dreams is very important in life. Thank you so much. Say hello to your wife and see you on the battlefield.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you want to see TN Zombie V4 in action, you can't miss SkillzVault tournament. So follow us on our social media and see you next time.
Cryptocurrencies, it's like a virtual money. You can store it, you can spend it, transfer it, you can store it for short term or long term, like an investment. But overall speaking, it's like a virtual money. You can use it to buy things either online or offline. The only difference is that cryptocurrencies are quite new compared to fiat money.
Hello and welcome, I'm Tesri, and today with me is TN Zombie V4. I'm sure you want to get to know him better. Hello, how are you? And we are back with our casters. We are back in the studio. We can talk about the first game. I don't know about you, Sandstorm, but for me, this game was very exciting.
Oh no, like it got exciting towards the very end because we managed to see like a lot of different I guess a lot of different ways of playing that specific zone. That because that like there are specific areas where you I guess where you see the zone shift and you can have a lot of different strategies, right? For example, when we're talking about Yasnaya, the open ground towards the south, we can also talk about both bridges for a military base in Erangel. If we have a zone towards that area, are people going to be rotating on the bridge? Are people going to be rotating using a bow? Are they going to swim? A lot of different play styles, a lot of different ideas that you can see. But at the end of the day, it was just proactive plays time and time again from Sayer. He got himself 4 kills. Very well played by him. And honestly, excited to see what he's going to do in the second game as well. Will he get enough points to cement himself as the champion? Or will we witness a surprise in our second or last game of the day?
Yes, Saya was very, very, very good, but also Validos, yeah, they were fighting 1 versus 1 at the end. But Tarzan, I wanted to ask about different situation because Validos threw these grenades, and you know he didn't actually see if Joker was changing position, but he threw the grenades once again. And I wanted to ask you how he managed that. He is there and he is not moving.
He's
Because
just
you know, from the first grenade
good.
to the second grenade, it was like 3 or 4 minutes. So, how he did that?
I don't know. Like, I think he's just testing. He kept enough sight lines on that small roof, maybe, and he just feel like that's probably where he still is. And to be fair, it's a bit of a capitalization over someone's like mistake. That usually when you have a nade quite, you know, pinpoint upon you, then they know your exact position. They may be able to still track your movement, so you want to kind of reposition. But like Joker didn't get that info, and he kept himself stuck, right? So those are the positions, but it's also just a bet that Validos took, and it was good. You know, like that was a good way to see him get some kills, because before, like, our boy was just like, we can't find him. And today we found him. So he found his style as well, and it was good. And towards the end, it was really small. It's the confidence and agility coming out from Saya that was better. But you can see some pre-fire through the smoke, utilities, those thinking are still there. And I think without the good thinking or good thoughts, you cannot execute. So he's at least got something right.
Okay, but talking strictly about those grenades action, can we say that Validos is insane? Because I've got a definition of insanity here, and insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. And he threw the grenade in the same style, with the same angle, and he missed, and he did it again, but with a different result.
I mean, okay, I'll take this one. Yeah, sure. I don't think we can call him insane just yet. If he jumps into the second game and tries to find the exact same spot and does, I know we're going into Miramar. If he does exactly the same thing and just starts yeeting a nade, expecting it to try and reach same location, yes, then we'd call him insane. Like if he's just, if that's what you're seeing, then yes. We would call that insane, but no, like he was trying, I guess, something a little different, but you know, I guess even like a micro adjustment to the angle of the nade can have differences. You know, whether it like hits the right angle, bounces off, gets into the room to get the kill, a lot of different things. But no, I wouldn't call him insane yet.
Guys, thank you so much. We will come back to you just before the match. Now it is a time for a break, and then, my dear viewers, the casters will take you straight into the battlefield. So see you in a minute.
Hello BTCV enthusiasts. In this video you will find instructions on how to set up Gold Wallet on your mobile device, as well as how to create a 3-key Vault wallet. Before we start, you need to download and install Gold Wallet app. You can get it on Play Store for Android devices and on App Store for iOS devices. You will also need a second device. It can be another phone, tablet, or a computer. How to set up Gold Wallet. To start the onboarding process, open the Gold Wallet app and follow the instructions in this video. Set up a 4-digit PIN you will use to log in. Now re-enter the PIN to confirm it. Create a strong transaction password that you will use to confirm all transactions and tap Save. Now re-enter the password to confirm it and tap Save. You're all set. Tap Go to Dashboard to start using the Gold Wallet. How to create a 3-key Vault wallet. Tap Wallets in the menu at the bottom of the screen. Tap the plus icon on the top right corner of the screen. Choose a name for your wallet. Select a 3-key vault wallet from the list. Tap Add New Wallet. Now you need to generate and add your fast transaction key. Go to keygenerator.bitcoinvault.global on a separate device. When you're ready, tap Scan on the Gold Wallet mobile app. On the Key Generator website, you will see a PDF document which contains your public key and private key. Use your mobile device to scan the public key QR code. Next, click Export as PDF and save this document as a cancel transaction key. Now click Generate New Key to generate cancel transaction key and stay on the website. Tap Scan on the Gold Wallet mobile app. Use your mobile device to scan the public key QR code. Next, click Export as PDF and save this document as a fast transaction key. Wait for your wallet to be ready. It might take a while, so be patient. Now you will see a 12-word seed phrase. Write it down in the same order as it appears on the screen and store it in a safe place. Then tap OK, I wrote this down to go back to the main screen. Your wallet is now ready to use. Thank you for watching. A huge amount of time spent on developing a new security standard in crypto has paid off. In November 2020, the Bitcoin Vault 3-key security solution was launched on mainnet. Therefore, Bitcoin Vault has delivered on its promise to become a cryptocurrency allowing reversible transactions. It is time to move forward. In the coming years, the team behind Bitcoin Vault will focus on 6 work streams. Number 1. Development. Our main goal here will be to become a part of a decentralized application ecosystem revolving around Ethereum 2.0. That's why we want to create a wrapped version of Bitcoin Vault by the end of 2021. Number 2. Security. We have our own team of blockchain security experts who audit the code on a regular basis. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's why we stay ahead of dangers and potential loopholes or bugs in the system. We will work with external partners to apply any fixes necessary, perform penetration tests, and at some point work with community and white hats on blockchain security. Number 3. User experience. Bitcoin Vault apps will continue to improve. In the coming years, we will focus on collecting user feedback and applying it to redesign our products to make them user-friendly, convenient, and fresh. Number 4. Products. Along with IT development, we are strongly focusing on market adoption with new products in the pipeline. In 2021, we want to launch staking products with our partner support and connect the Bitcoin Vault ecosystem to fiat currencies. Number 5. Marketing. Awareness. This will be our marketing and communication focus for the next few years. Despite years of rapid development, only a small percentage of people around the world use crypto. It's time for a change. And last but not least, number 6. Quantum computing. The final work stream is more long-term. We are looking at quantum computing concepts with a lot of expectations. What would that mean for blockchain and distributed ledger technology? We will partner with public institutions and private businesses to find a new role for blockchain projects supporting emerging technologies. We cannot predict the future, but we can shape it. Join us. Find out more by visiting our website at btcv.com.
And we're back. ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be jumping into the second game of the day. And don't forget, it is going to be on sunny Miramar. And that just means that we're going to be looking forward to a lot more sniper action, a little bit less shotguns. I guess we didn't actually see any shotgun kills, did we, throughout the first game?
Nope. And it's rare to come by, but I want to see more. Because, like, to be fair, you know, we've seen montages, all types of plays in pro plays or whatnot. Shotgun kills are just different. You know, that one pump, one kill, man. Oh, I want to see more of that. It's really OP, early game weapon, but sometimes I think when it comes to balancing of the game, like, we see a lot of different preference. I mean, the early AKs are too strong as well. You know, one hit in the head, and then you're gone.
Oh yeah, like I remember seeing like a clip of it yesterday. So it was kind of like a 2v1 scenario, and the guy just had a DBS in hand, and everyone else had like an AK or an M7, anything like that, just an automatic rifle. And both of them would try to go walk into the building, one right after the other. And he just has the DPS ready. Pump, gets the first knock, reload, pump, get the second knock. I'm just like, what? Why don't more people use the DBS? Thing is that it's not like other games. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. Like, you can't really use it in the later stages of the game. But yeah, 14 shots, just that's a lot of damage in the very early stages.
I think it should be considered. I think it's situational, right? Like, when you get through some finishes, when you have some split compounds and you're extremely low on your desired loadout for that ammo's type, so you just switch for the DBS. Is actually amazing. I think when it comes to late game, is one of the only guns that can allow you a proper and quick 1v2 or 3. Like, it's actually very insane. Like, for the level of like crosshair placements for good players, if you can do that on the headshot line, you know, to have a huge like chance to getting a headshot, just put that over your chest, and then that's fine. Like, that's them gone, right? So that is something that we want to see more at any stage of the game, to be fair. It's like sniper shots. Like, early game, late game, doesn't matter. Like, it's going to be pretty juicy.
It is going to be pretty juicy indeed. And this is something that me and you like to talk about constantly, I guess, throughout the tournaments. We like to, focus a little bit more on the weapon choices, maybe why some players would go for them, why some players wouldn't go for them. So, for example, when it comes to snipers, right? Let's start off with that. Yeah. I feel like, people have a lot of options. You got the SLR, you got the SKS, you got the Car9, the Moisen, the M24. So it's like you basically have, and I know, some are snipers, bolt action, and some are you can or you can add the Mini 14. You call them DMRs. Your preference, but the way I look at it, they're all snipers, right? You're not going to use them at very, very close range. So, which out of these snipers would you like to, I guess, personally use? Is there, do you like the feel of a Car9? Do you like the sound of a weapon? Which do you kind of go for?
Ooh, it's hard, right? Because, like, for me, in my head, you know me. You said that already. I think DMRs are quite different.
Don't do it.
But let's not do that. I don't do it. I won't do it. I'm going to pick SKS. Okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, let's go on the human side of this, because it's the earlier type of snipers. Yeah, there's earlier snipers, and back in the day, you just kind of see, hey, like, you've got so many attachment choices. Like, it's a little bit like the sniper, the M4 of snipers, right? You can put a lot of attachments on. You can have your preferences. It tweak things a little bit, and then the light grip. When I noticed how strong it was, and bring it into even TDMs and stuff, like with a red dot or something, that's crazy. Like, no ARs can like kill you within that range. So I love that gun for that reason, and I like the sound. Like, I think Mini is a bit too wishy-washy. Like, same for the SLR, although it's like probably arguably better now, like when it comes to certain distance multipliers. But as like the SKS would be the outlove. That would be my choice all day. Like, compensator, light grip, like full stock, and then any range. Like, give me mid-range and close range, I would just tap it so much that everyone will die.
See. I like that. I like the SKS choice. Like, the thing is, and I love the fact that we get, I guess, different options depending on the game, depending on the map, right? So, for example, you go to Sandhawk, you get the addition of like the QBZ, the QBU, as well. I know that we kind of have the PP Bison available on Wrangle, I believe, and also Vikendi. I know it's there in Vikendi for sure, but I think it's also available on like one of the other maps as well. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like the SKS, definitely one of my favorite weapons to use, and I feel like you can really get used to the recoil control of the weapon. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are in fact going to be jumping into the second and final game of the day on Miramar, and we are going to be starting at the very north of Torre Ahmada. We're going to be flying over water treatment, and if you look to your right, you will see the likes of La Cabrera, Crater Fields, El Pozo, Trailer Park, and Ruins, and if you look towards your left, you will see literally everything else in the map. We'll be flying over San Martin. You got Monte Nuevo, which is also a very good drop location. It's not central, but because it's kind of Rome. All roads lead to Monte Nuevo, so you can always rotate to or from that location pretty easily. Of course, you'll be able to find a lot of vehicles with those 4 roads connecting at the city as well. So you'll have a lot of options available. We see Mr. 100 over here dropping towards Cruz del Valle, I believe at the very north. So we'll be able to actually... Wait, Cruz del Valle? No, that's towards the south. Nearing the bridge.
Close. I mean, it's around there. Like slowly making it to almost El Azhar now. Like that main road, like itself, is somewhere that I really love. I know it sounds weird to say that you love a road, right? Like, but because Cruz was my drop spot when I was playing, and I really like what it allows you to do. Like the access into third partying, like Hacienda, you rotate to El Azhar teams when they are still very, very deep into looting phase, and then you can go for white rotations as well. And but this time I'm a little bit sad already, Sandstorm, like because Walidos can't be found. It's error 404 this time around. Like so, we were just down to that. I mean, he's back with some style for sure. So with that win in game 1, it's very likely that he will be our Vietnam qualification first qualification, I should say, representative.
I mean, only unless someone kind of matches his record, it would be. It's not only that if someone else matches his record, all he realistically has to do is get like 1 or 2 kills, and just him like finishing the game as is. I believe that should be enough. That should most definitely be enough for him to get enough points and actually qualify and be the first champion of the Vietnamese qualifiers. And that's the thing, like, because this is the first qualifier for Vietnam in SkillzVault, this would be like the prime time to kind of, get into it, train, practice, give yourself a shot, sign up on SkillzVault.gg, and then maybe you'll be the next SkillzVault champion. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I love this idea of power factor as well, because when we talk about and how good he was earlier and how likely he is going to qualify, it really reminds me of how the South Korean region played. Like, to be fair, they were very, very solid. I think there's a lot of competitiveness when it comes to certain skirmishes. It's about who's more pro, like to a certain extent. Like we see a very good handful of talents from that region, and we talked about a few of them, like Enough Times and Sporter in particular, is really head and shoulders when it comes to borderline like pro play level. So that's great to see. I think we want to see more of that, and it shall come. And the Sayers, he is stylish, man. Like he's got a new outfit for every bloody map, and now he's holding my favorite weapon. I don't know how to feel about this guy, but it's man, I feel like it's a good feeling when I'm seeing him play.
Well, we shall see. Zone, I'm going to be setting over the Los Leones, La Bandita, Impala triangle. So we have a southern, eastern kind of first zone here. And I guess when we're looking at the plane path, it's not too bad. It could be worse. It realistically could be worse. But I still think, with 6 players in the game, they're gonna have quite a lot of time to make it into the zone. So right now, I'm kind of focusing on who is going to be making the first moves, who's going to be rotating to the likes of Los Leones, because we know how strong of a loot area that's going to be, I guess, when we're looking at it. And I guess one of my favorite drop locations always has been and always will be El Pozo. When we're talking about Miramar specifically, yeah. I feel like it's a great city, very big size. You're going to have a lot of loot. It can easily handle like one squad, definitely two, if you can split it up properly. Like you can have 2 squads drop there comfortably and not run into each other and still come out with every single member having a decent amount of loot. And it's not that it's not that it's very difficult to rotate from there. It's also not the easiest, but it's kind of like middle effort, middle ground between tough rotations and like very easy rotations. Monte Nuevo, it's a lot easier because you have a lot more access to different areas. But when you're looking specifically at El Pozo, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. We do see, we still have Sayer and Top in that location at the moment. Sayer focusing on the bottom side, Top on the northern side of the city. Let's see if they're gonna run into each other within the next couple of minutes.
Well, this is a pretty huge city. Like, like there's only a few that you can put that description to. I think El Pozo is one. The other one is Los Leones. It's so huge that you really would struggle if you want to know it inside out. And you know what? I'm just going to admit that I don't know this city well enough to say which side to play. I think for Los Leones would be a bit better. It's some of those areas that you only get to learn about it until, if you don't drop there, you need the circle to go there. And that's what I like most, sometimes about the game. Like every time you try so hard to win for that particular circle, you learn so much about that spot, and you just go back and mark something down and you learn more about it. Maybe in some other times for competition, you can really use that to your advantage. And we love talking about loadouts, like M16. What are your thoughts? Because I personally have a very complicated relationship with this gun, and it fluctuates quite a lot.
That it does. Now,
M16.
See, here's the thing. Oh yeah, when it comes to the M16, I mean, I'm okay with it. Not a big fan of it though. Honestly, I'm always curious. I'm always surprised when a lot of people use it. I would always prefer, honestly, the Mini 14 over the M16. I don't know why, it just feels better, right? So I would definitely take the Mini 14. So if I was to go for like a proper loadout, Mini 14 and an M4, just double 5.56. Doesn't so that way conserve a little bit of space from ammo. That gives me the opportunity to get more meds and stims. Let's look at another player here. Not the first time we've seen the name Shiman OG, or Shimani OG, I believe. Again, if we're butchering the name, we apologize. But yeah, definitely not the first time we see this name. And maybe it won't be the last. Maybe he'll be able to qualify and make it. Maybe we'll see a strong start from them in this game. We still have, Sayer rather in top 100 there. Starwind and Shimanoji towards the middle of the zone. Starwind's going to be on the edge of it. And then you have 2 players towards the north. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is our first drop. It is going to be an MK14. Comes with a little bit of ammo, its own extended, you got an extended mag for an AR as well. And of course, the usual level 3 vest, bag, and helmet. Not going to be the worst of crates, but an MK14, I believe, is also something that's quite amazing to have, I believe.
MK14, I just love the versatility of that gun. Like, to be fair, like when I use it for the close range more than the far, like, because I find tapping a little bit overrated sometimes. I know I said that I liked the SKS, right? But it's still a little bit hard sometimes. Like right now, the ARs are still a bit too strong. I think the M4 like allows you to do those crazy sprays like in that distance. So I actually want to have a little bit of adjustment or balancing when it comes to the game, but that can shake that pro scene so much that I don't know whether people will like it. I mean, they're definitely going to complain, but it's about who's adapting better, right? So I actually love going for that. Same for the M16. Like I think the reason why people like it was also some difference when it comes to between the regions. The side of the Peace Elite, which we will see for the China region, their M16 is a little bit more stable, so people actually quite like it. And then people just tap along with it. And my complicated relationship with that gun is I just am absolutely in love with the suppressed M16. I don't know why the M16A4 with the suppressor is just different. Like especially if you have burst mode on, it's like the I don't know why. And it feels so good if you can get more than one headshot with this burst mode as well. Man, it's unmatched.
Well, let's see if anyone's going to be bringing it out here in the game. We're still, witnessing our 6 players. We still have, the presence of one in El Azhar right now. Starwind still chilling in the same area top, making his way slowly into the zone. And we still have Shimani, who's chilling on the outskirts of Los Leones at the moment. 10 minutes have passed throughout the second game of the day. We're about 20 minutes away from finding out who's going to be our, let's say, first Vietnamese qualifier champion, and who's going to be one of the first players that we will see in the finals. Very excited for the finals, honestly. I'm very happy to see that we're actually getting to cover a couple of Mao Kim just
Okay,
wait a minute, what's happening? Wait.
Welcome to PUBG, guys. That's kind of what you would expect on the PC version and not the mobile platform. Like, yes, he wants to go for.
I thought the car was going to explode and he was going to die.
I mean, are we terrible people? I feel like I want that to happen just for the entertainment.
Not gonna lie, I was just gonna say I kind of wanted it to happen a little bit. I kind of wanted it to happen a little bit. Nothing against the player. I just thought that would be pretty funny. But I do have a question. Mao Kim, they don't have a vest. They don't have a helmet. They've got a scar at the moment and a Winchester. It has been 12 minutes into the game so far, and we are still seeing very, very weak loot here for Mao Kim. So when I'm looking at what might be happening in the game, I don't think it's going to be looking too good for him at this point.
Well, he has a car. No, he had a car. Maybe he's just spent all that time trying to do car tricks, right? Like, to be fair, one of my favorite things in this game, and I love doing SkillzVault because sometimes that little bit of extra bit of time allows us to, reflect, count the blessings and all that stuff, and how you can enjoy the game, because it's so different sometimes, and you're so stuck with sometimes squad mode or whatnot. Like, that's how people define the game, because that's pro player or whatnot. You know what? I'm going to have fun. In FPP, I'll go on to Miramar solo mode or duo, and I just bring a bike and do card tricks, right? There's 360 and all that stuff. Like, we cannot forget how to have fun. And that's a note to self as well. Like, that is big time. So, I really appreciate the chance to be here. I hope you would see it that way as well, Sanzo, because I think it's great. And it's actually mind-boggling how we never get to, cross path, and to have the chance to right now and for something quite special. I think that is I'm very, very grateful.
Honestly, yeah, I'm grateful for SkillzVault for reaching out, for giving us this opportunity to cover the action for all those games, for all those countries. Grateful for the opportunity, I guess, to be working with you, because it's always nice to be working with a lot of different people in the industry, right? So when I first started off, one of the first people I ever got to cast or ever got to kind of meet in the PUBG Mobile scene was Imperium. He was also one of the casters, for PMPL EU and stuff like that. And I believe he's currently covering the PMC, the European PMCO as well. So, it's kind of nice, you make that connection there. The fact that me and you basically we're literally covering 2 events at the same time together. You're covering, we're both covering SkillzVault, and we're also both covering, the likes of PMPL Arabia. And also something I really enjoy is when, for example, I'm working on the same event as Imperium, when I'm working on the same event as you, we get to exchange notes, right? You get to tell me, for example, okay, so like for this European team is this. This is, for example, how this player's name is pronounced, because we all know that's one of the first things that we notice. That's always one of the first things we talk about. It's like, I'll tell you how to pronounce this Arabic player's name, and I'll tell you which names to not even try. For example, I know a lot of English speakers don't, or a lot of languages don't have the sound. For example, we have that in our names. A lot of languages don't have that, but for example, Spanish, Portuguese, Hebrew also has that. A lot of languages have that, but a lot of others don't. And luckily, I think for Irish, they actually have that. So Imperium does have that extra, that little bit of an edge over some of the other casters in being able to pronounce some of the names correctly. Whereas, you'd get Khalid instead of Khalid, the proper way it's pronounced. It's stuff like this, getting the opportunity to have that little bit of an exchange. I feel like it's very cool. And that's, again, something I love about this game, and just something that we love about esports in general. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like, and this particular event as well, like, it's through the interviews, like, by Lovely Testry, and, thinking about, like, what you actually know about that place. Like, it's really great. Like, it's really great. Like, people can just see it as if, oh, it's just another job or whatnot. And I'm a huge advocate to not doing that. I mean, we all struggle similarly. It's almost like a self-note, like, at this point when it comes to all these, but it's great. Like, it's how old even, like, was I, like, when I went to Vietnam, now that we're casting that region, like, what was occupying my head in that space time? Which girl did I like from school at that age? Like, what did I feel like? Did I enjoy the trip at all, or did I prefer to go to, somewhere else for that particular family trip? I mean, speaking of that, how many, the people that we cross paths with don't have, the so-called family that people talk about, like, that is the beauty in sometimes what we call the cognitive or mental flexibility, which people are thrown off by technical terms, but don't, because it's a term that's really helping you with, just performance in general. I see some players being so absolutely OP when they have these qualities. So I think we're getting to that point, Sandstorm, that we can be more brave, about being an advocate of these things, and to be able to stand up, like, within a community, and especially when we've got a lot of, like, teens, to tell them and to help them, maneuver their career, not just, like, in esports, but wherever they go. So I think that's a great thing about it. And like, I mean, to cast not just any other map, to say this when it's on my favorite map is a blessing itself. Like, it's all about that narration. And now, speaking of Lovely Owners, Smo jokes, I actually had the luck to cast 7 or 8 Miramar games straight with a Los Leones finish. I kid you not, that was the case. I believe I told you last week, but we finally broken that one.
Really? I mean, Sayer, chill, bro. I mean, we've been kind of having the same thing. Like, you've noticed as well in PMPL Arabia, we've been having a lot of Erangel games where the plane is towards the southern eastern side. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the beginning of the stream, we've been getting a lot of Primorsk, Ferry, Pier, Quarry finish, first zones, and then we're getting a lot of just finishes around those areas. It's been the same thing over and over, but the funny thing is, even though, the plane path doesn't really affect it that much, but when the zone is practically the same for a couple of games, it's really nice and refreshing to see that even though we have those similarities, we're getting different winners every single time. We're getting top 2, top 3, top 4 in every single one of those games. And I kind of agree with you. We do have the opportunity to kind of coach or guide, esports players or people who want to get into the esports industry in any way, shape, or form. It's not going to be easy. And, it's something that I did, something I believe you did, something I know for sure a lot of other casters did, is, you'd have a full-time job, you'd be casting or streaming or playing or coaching on the side. You'd be working and doing a lot of that work on the side, unpaid, until you get to a point where when you kind of, you level up your skill, you level up your craft, you kind of just get a hang of it, and then that's when you start getting more gigs. That's when you start, doing it and getting paid for it and stuff like that. It's gonna happen slowly, but I believe in this day and age, it is a lot easier for someone to get into esports than it was, for example, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, specifically for let's say for the PUBG mobile scene, right? Because it was still growing. But when it comes to esports in general, for other games and other titles, it's getting easier and easier. Over the years, we have more college courses which give you an idea of where you can enter. We have a lot of not just college courses, but like even online classes that you can do that kind of teach you the do's and don'ts of esports and stuff like that. And I believe we can actually start focusing on the game a little bit more. We do have a zone over at Minas Generalis and the southern side of Junkyard. And I believe we might be seeing fights very shortly, because we do have, Mao in La Bandita at the moment. Sayer, who's looting God knows drop number what. He already has an AWM. I think he got more ammo for the AWM.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went for a double. But I know that's not the case, but I would love to see it, because if there's anyone who would do something like that in this tournament so far, it would be him, right? And I actually love the circle as well. And interesting way, is that a planned one? I'm starting to. I feel like my brain needs to recalibrate when it comes to how this player likes to play.
What's he doing?
And
stop! Don't! No! Stop that! Why are you wasting AWM bullets? Oh, that's why!
Man.
He was trying to bait someone out. My God.
I mean, he's got so many. He's got so many bullets that it doesn't matter. But we talked about.
Yeah, but it hurts me.
He's just.
I'm in physical pain right now.
Like I mentioned, for an arcade machine, the token is Bitcoin, and you just shoot it out, and there goes a lot, right? Man, but it's very interesting, what he's doing, and like we mentioned earlier as well. Man, it's always good to see something new. I think right now the issue with not issue, I should say, my personal challenge when it comes to casting or whatnot is to start to, when things keep kind of repeating themselves in a way, it's like they are different, but they're also extremely similar. And sometimes you can't get out of that mind space, and until you see something very different. And I think that's why sometimes people need to be called insane, not the type that Testry said about. I actually laughed when he talked about that definition. The definition of insanity is to repeat the same thing, but expecting a different result. But we use that term so much, and that's the interesting thing about through regions, linguistics and language as well. We use different slangs, or even if it's the same word in the dictionary, when it comes to how the particular region like to use it, it's crazy. And people say, what do you mean by popping off? What do you pop off? So it's all these things that's interesting. So he's absolutely insane. And from now on, whenever I use that phrase, I'll just feel like someone's doing that exact same thing, and same driving, shooting the same spot every single game, but we use it as a compliment, right? So that is a great little bit of twist. And I think that's why we've probably been enjoying the side of Sayer in his way of using the AWM. Sandstorm will need a bit more time, but I'm already enjoying it.
Oh no, I'm still enjoying, because I kind of like to watch and see what's the thought process behind the movements, the loot, everything. I try to focus on the tiny things here. For example, top, he's coming over the highest ground in La Bandita. Now he's walking down. So is he going to be looking around for left and right? Are people going to be watching him? You are coming down a very open area. There's no rocks. There's no trees close enough to give you cover. Starwind, he's currently looking at the same angles. He's not looking behind him. The second he does, he'll be able to spot out Top in just a few short moments. Unless Top actually has an angle on him, he should be able to see him on the balcony right now. He does. Whips out the... Oh, God. He has M249. He has 150 bullets. Starwind doesn't know, and Top is not aware. My God, what is happening? Is he about...
Well,
No.
Okay.
No! And he just looks behind! He hears something is going on. He hears something is going on. Top is still unaware. Starwind is looking around. He has a VSS, and I can feel Tarzan right now. getting very excited to see a VSS kill. Are you kidding me? Now you're looking around to see if someone's there. He sees the gun. He's gonna try and go for the kill, but no. It's gonna take forever. Are you gonna shoot the hand with a VSS? That is literally gonna take 2,000 clicks. He takes it. Oh, are you kidding me? He gets the kill with the VSS. No way that actually just happened.
VSS.
No way that actually just happened.
To laser the pinky within 5 meters to get a kill.
Tarzan's never going to stop talking about it now. This is what you've done. This is literally what you've done now. You have cursed me and you have cursed this broadcast. Congratulations. Oh, man. You can't write this, though. You can't write this. You can't predict this. You can't expect this to happen. Hello?
Mao,
Heal? Now? No.
Mao,
No!
please,
Oh, God.
no.
And that's 30 points to the zone. This game is an absolute sham. It's a charade. It's an absolute mess. This is what's going on right now.
Man, like, I mean, it's just so fun to watch it sometimes. And you expect him to find the angles with that, elevation. It's not the first time that we've seen someone with the VSS from the high ground. Like last time we've got it in Los Leones, extreme high ground. Like this time round, you have it, just on that balcony, and you just miss someone out. But for some reason, you were able to spot someone with the hand, and he's like picking which finger to shoot as well. That was hilarious, and he got the kill.
Because here's the thing: which finger takes the most damage?
Good
right?
point. We need to find out.
I'm assuming it depends on the size of the finger and maybe how much blood you're losing.
Whether you have an infection in your nail bed, if you have, that's probably going to be more painful if I shoot it, right? Going too far.
Actually, yeah. Wait, you have medical history. Come on, doc. Sorry, professor. Tell us. Explain. So if I was to shoot someone in the pinky.
Oh my god. Okay, so you know what? When it comes to so sometimes pain or neurons, whatnot.
We're not gonna talk about the buggy in its position, no?
It's the second time. He's parked it once in a very interesting way, and the second time he's able to make it vertical. Today is a new day. Of course, every day is a new day. Guys, enjoy. Hopefully, you're having a great day. But I'm having a blast right now because my mind's getting blown. But you know what? I'll tell you what. We've got what we call the homunculus when it comes to studying neuro anatomy or whatnot. Sometimes when it comes to having more sensitivity in your fingers or whatnot, you have a bigger graphical representation or topical representation on your cortex, right? On your brain, the sensory center. So. You know what? Okay.
Wait. Oh, no. Oh, you know what? That's what you get. That's what you get for using a VSS. Yeah. Thank you, Sayer. In all honesty, that was the VSS killer. VSS?
My God.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh, wait a minute.
But you know what? It's time for some more style. He's done quite a few things. The bike's also parked here for him. Okay. Question.
Come on, no, do a flip. Do a flip.
Is that an actual spawn, or did someone park it there for him?
No, someone parked it there for sure. I think the player that got headshot with the AWM was the guy that was there. No. He's not gonna go for the play. He's not gonna go for the tricks right now. He wants to get the kills. He wants to get first place. He wants to be the first person to qualify for the finals. Sayer with the AUG, with the AWM. He just needs to look at the right angle. If the second he looks left, he's gonna see someone running in the open. Ooh, but number 100 is gonna try and go for the peak here with the Mini 14. But Mini 14 versus AWM, I'll take that AWM any day of the week. And I don't know why, but twice on Sundays, that's apparently a thing.
Well,
still looking
very punishing.
Look at different angles. There's nothing there, Sayer. Come on, bro. You can do this.
We're waiting. I mean, it's going to take someone to match what Jordan did for South Korea, right? To AWM headshot onto a running target. The thing to top it would be a driving target, and last thing would be a flying target with those gliders, right? So
No. Then you go into the realm of the impossible, right? Then you go into getting in a car, flying it off, jumping off a rail, getting out of the car, shooting someone, and then getting back into the car.
yes,
And it has to be a 360 headshot with the AWM, and then get back into the car.
Guys, write it down. New content ideas. Very, very important. I wonder why people don't do these enough in this game. It's always like flexing 15 kills, 35 kills. It's like, no, like best kill or like just trying to have fun or something like that. And we're lacking that, basically. But
we are lacking that quite a bit, honestly.
Yes, but
Let's
also
see.
eyes. People need to have. We are lacking eyes in this game. Like this first qualifier, I'm shocked at how people can just run by and not get spotted. But then they somehow could see the smallest detail, like after a minute. So this might be the case once again. Like when it's coming down to this 1v1 as well. Like long range, I think a sniper finish, a 1v1 sniper duel would be the only way that I'd be the happiest person.
I think that's exactly what we're going to witness here. You know, you got a couple of smokes from Sayer. He's moving a little bit closer. He wants to be able to use that AUG as well. He's just going to try his luck through the smoke. Not going to be able to get any hit markers. Not going to be able to deal any damage because guess what? He's not there. And I like the fact that he's hiding behind the shack. Get that permanent cover. Yeah, and I believe he is actually in the zone. So he's the one that has the advantage at the moment. Sayer is the one that's going to be exposed. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what happens with this game, it's already Sayer that's going to qualify. I think he's gotten enough points from the first game when it comes to the kills, when it comes to the placement as well. I think he's done quite enough. Now Sayer's going to be moving on up. He's going to be exposed, number 100, not going to be peeking, which I think might come down to his disadvantage right now. Sayer definitely going to be throwing a couple more smokes. Still has that AUG at the ready. Going to be pushing a little bit further onwards here. But some of the smokes are about to expire. He's still going to be filling it up with more and more. Coming out from the right side of the shack here. He is going to be using the tree. Not the best cover at the moment, but the AUG. It's won him the fight last time against the Groza, but can it win him the fight again? Will we see yet another back-to-back chicken dinner from the same player? We got a couple of nades. He just wants to make sure that the shack is empty. I absolutely love that. Just going to yeet it in and no damage, so he knows. Oh, no. He threw the nade to the right. He might be taking a little bit of damage, but he knows the player is not inside. He's going to be towards the outside. The second nade might actually be able to get the finish. No damage whatsoever. Player number 100 still chilling behind the shack, still relaxing.
Wait, what?
And we're going to be seeing a... Wait, what are we eating here? Wait, what is he throwing?
Is it the loot or something? Like, okay, wait,
what is this, C4?
We need to go back to look at, the patches, because that's something new that I haven't seen, and that is him goes.
Wait, he was throwing energy drinks. I think there are energy drinks on the floor. I don't know if someone can pick him up, but he's going to go for the end here. Gets the jump shot with the AUG, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the game. Turkey Sayer does it again. That is going to be a total of 7 kills. And again, double chicken dinner for himself. And that right there is going to be 100% guaranteed first place for him at the end of the day. And he should be the first person to qualify for the finals and be there in the Vietnamese tournament. And honestly, very well played. He was very proactive in his games. He went for the kills. He went for the points. He didn't want anyone else to be in control in that game. And honestly, that was very, very well played. And I want to see what Testry has to say about this. I definitely want to get, find out what he has to say about the first and the second game, especially. And honestly, I'm kind of sad. I agree with you. I wanted to see a sniper finish, but it was just an AUG to end it all.
Something's new for sure.
We had a...
Yay!
Yeah, you see me? You hear me? Yeah.
There we go. We're back with Testry, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Testry, we're gonna turn it around here. What do you think of those two games?
You know, in the second game, I will focus on that. We had almost everything. We had a VSS skill. We have shooting in the hand. We have buggy in different positions, weird positions, funny positions. So
Yeah.
I liked it so much. I think the first one was exciting, and the second one was funny. And I wanted to talk a little more about the shooting in the hand. I thought that is impossible to kill somebody with the VSS. Shooting
That was
in
a
the
lot
hand.
of damage. That was an insane amount. Like, here's the thing, right? So you know that you deal a certain amount of damage depending on where you hit someone, whether it's the chest, the head, the shoulders, anything like that, right? But like shooting someone in the hand and you kill them with it, how? I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Like, I've seen very close calls where someone would kill someone else, like I think there's like a centimeter or two right under the car where they can actually shoot them, but that I've never seen.
You know, it's sometimes happening, we are talking about shooting in the hand. Actually, I thought it is happening when somebody don't have a girlfriend or something like this, but I've never seen that in PUBG
You would kill
Mobile.
someone because they need their hand. My
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, it was funny game. It was funny game. Guys. Okay, but what we can say more about Sayer, because I think he's another like our star from Korea, Sporta. We remember him. He is good. He is very comfortable with dancing. He's like in his own playing ground on the field.
Yep.
What we can say more about him? Hmm?
Here's the thing. So we've seen he had. I don't want to say that he had the similar playstyle that we've seen from Sporta and the South Korean qualifiers, not to the same extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to the same extent, but he's very proactive. He likes to go for those drops. He likes to make the plays on his own. He likes to find those players, get those kills. Like you saw at the end, right? You saw at the end how much he liked his style. He had the angle on the kill, but didn't want to get it with the AUG. Instantly switched to the AWM, get that headshot. Because we all know like how surprising it is. You're just lying down, you're sitting, you're chilling, and then all of a sudden, bang, headshot, you're dead. There's no reaction from you. There's no defending that whatsoever. And I like the fact that he wanted to do that as well. It showed that he, didn't want to give a chance whatsoever to his opponent, just wanted to instantly finish it off, instantly get the kill, and just guarantee it. So I'm excited to see how he's going to fare up against the other players that are going to qualify from Vietnam as well.
Yeah, and I hope we'll see some more people coming into SkillzVault, because we are talking about these points, and let's say Sporta is on this level, but maybe somebody is on this level, but he will kill more players because more players qualified. So I think that the players participating in the event should, tell their friends, let's go, come play with me. I have more opportunity to, of course, lose, but also to get more kills, get more points, and the kills are very, very important in our system, in our pointing system. Very important. Yeah. If it was only about the place, okay, you can see 2 peoples on the map. Yeah, but if it's about the kills, I think 30, 40, maybe someday 100 people on the server will be perfect.
Hoping for that
we'll
day to
something
come.
like that.
I think we can, like, as a team, like, there's some ways to do it, and I don't think this will be the last. I feel like by the level of production that we have so far, with what we know in the scene, that we can, work together to bring this to more than these countries, which is a great mix already, but maybe bring it to MENA, bring it to Europe. We have the reach to really, like, have, I'd say, a few hundred to want to fight for it. And I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that would be almost like an official invitation at this point to say, like, I think both Sensdom and myself think it's a great opportunity. It's been overlooked, and we can, in a way, help, like, in some way. I'm not saying that you guys need anything, but we never know. Like, it's partnership. It's like today, like, we've seen new things, we try new things, come up with new topics, and we realize that could work, and that's fun. Right, so I think SkillzVault is one of those platforms, and it can almost become a cult. Yeah, like if we slowly push it towards that side, and when we get there, Sandstorm would be so happy that we've been there from the start.
That's a very nice vision. Thank you so much, guys, for today. And we see each other at Sunday, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Hope
we
so.
are playing Japan qualifications, second Japan qualifications, and we will see you there. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice
All
weekend.
right. Thank you. See you then.
Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, so we have our first finalist in Vietnam. He was good, he was pretty good, but I'm looking for more, and I know that somewhere in Vietnam there are men or women waiting to play with us in the next week. So that was all for today. We are playing, like I said, it's Sunday qualifications, second qualification for Japan, and you are more than welcome to be there, to be here with us at Sunday. And with Vietnam, we are coming back in the next week with the second quali. Thank you for today and see ya. Have a nice week.
For the first time, I saw you dancing. The room was filled with your